Bonjour à vous tous et bienvenue à ce 31e épisode de Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Mon nom est Kels et j'espère de votre côté que ça va bien. Donc au courant du dernier épisode, on a eu plusieurs révélations et plusieurs morts. Donc il y a 2 épisodes, on avait retrouvé Fumi mort dans l'infirmerie. Après ça, on a retrouvé dans le dernier épisode Taka, on allait dire Toko, mais Toko est assommé en fait avec Taka qui est décédé dans dans la salle qui est comme en arrière du fameux purificateur d'air, donc en arrière du laboratoire de physique. Malheureusement, je me rappelle plus de le nom de cette salle-là, mais ça n'a pas super d'importance, c'est un genre d'entrepôt ou whatever. Donc, tout ça pour se rendre compte que finalement, Ifumi est parti, a disparu pendant que Ina était aux toilettes avec Céleste, et pendant qu'on était en bas pour voir ce qui s'était passé avec Ifumi, Taka aussi a disparu. Les deux corps se relativisent. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé là? Donc, ça commence à être pas mal louche toute cette histoire-là. On décide d'aller explorer la galerie d'art. La porte du dépôt à l'arrière est complètement fermée. Barrée. Il n'y a rien à faire. Jusqu'à temps qu'un personnage, Céleste, qui vient me dire ben, on a trouvé les deux corps et tu ne devineras pas où. Dans le dépôt. Et la porte était débarrée. Doudou, what the hell, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Donc on a retrouvé Toko et Ifumi dans le dépôt. Mais on a eu une surprise. Ifumi n'était pas encore décédé. Et il nous laisse un nom, Hiro. Céleste monte vite sur ses grands chevaux et nous dit que c'est lui coupable et qu'on doit tout de suite tout faire pour l'arrêter. Alors qu'on doute que ce soit aussi simple. Sur ce, je vous laisse découvrir la suite. Bon visionnement. Yay! Il y a une phase d'investigation quand même cool! First, I'd better check the Monokuma files. The victims were Ifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. On ne sait pas du tout ce qui a donné un coup en arrière de la tête ou sur la tête, whatever, hein. Pas du tout. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Yep, a hammer. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more than what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe
Well,
there's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Ifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma!
Don't be rude!
Yours!
I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class round? Ça donne rien d'avoir un
I'd like
accomplice.
to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Ça donne absolument rien. Il va mourir,
In
anyway.
other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
That's it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Ça serait complètement ridicule.
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then...
So, you are saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It will obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one Blacken can graduate, an accomplice get nothing.
So in other words...
Then, we only need to figure out who that one Blacken... who that one Blacken is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme.
the one true Blacken who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true Blacken? So just one person.
Well, now.
That's enough for explanifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Bracken. So good luck to all the contestants. So there can only be one Bracken. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can see why. I can see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous thing? Genocide Jack? What? I'm offended. You? When did you? I've been looking for all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
You SOB!
Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl. Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do you gotta be a suspect? Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know? She's right about that. When we heard it from me scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's bodies aside, I can imagine any way she would have been able to move Ifumi's body. C'est exactement ça que je disais tantôt. Il est trop lourd pour que quelqu'un puisse le bouger aisément.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone once everyone knows that what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then.
You can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Ina? Sure. I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear.
Then, that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But, maybe just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Ok, bon, on a le mot de comment faire, c'est parfait. Moi c'est pas le dead body, no! Ifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. He's ready, big body, come on. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone that's so big? Come on! From the nurse's office where it was discovered to here the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. C'est lui qui s'est déplacé tout seul. Oh the hell. Ils se sont échangés un coup chacun. Kick ben ça, c'est une niaise de même. It's no good. I just don't get it. Je suis sûr qu'il s'est bougé lui-même. Je suis sûr qu'il s'est levé. Il était pas mort là. Donc, logiquement, ça se pourrait très bien qu'il y ait eu un autre moment de lucidité qui se soit bougé puis qu'il se soit rendu là lui-même. C'est peut-être même lui qui a été bougé le corps de Taka. Pourquoi? Aucune idée. Est-ce que c'est lui qui a tué Taka? Il y a quelqu'un d'autre qui l'a tué par la suite? Ça se pourrait. Who knows? Logiquement, s'il était le premier Blacken puis qu'il est mort, ça veut dire qu'il y a un autre Blacken. En tout cas, je sais pas si on a le droit, mais probablement. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Ifumi himself. Donc, if I remember correctly, Ifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head, probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Ifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. Il n'y a pas ses lunettes. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. Là, ah oui, les hommes, ils sont plus sales. But now, they're completely clean. Donc, pour avoir bougé, il a fallu qu'il nettoie ses lunettes. Does that mean someone wiped his glass off? La seule personne qui peut avoir fait ça, c'est lui-même. Ça serait ridicule, tu touches pas à ton sang anyway, si... pour le bouger, c'est pas logique. But who would do that? And why? Il faut mes glasses, good. C'était ça, je pensais qu'il y avait une manière de voir ça. Ouais. It's a dolly. It doesn't have an end all. I saw this in the heart room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend to get down, it's not too hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? C'est ça, c'est exactement ça que je disais tantôt. And look at the wheel. Sont couvertes de sang. Ça indique notre théorie que les roues ont passé dans le sang tantôt. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel and of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Good. On the Taka. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma fight, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice number 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp led out under his body. Donc, pour l'avoir tiré. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Okay, good. The hammer? There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Could the Justice hammers have been designed using this as a model? Yep. Either way, all the hammers here are obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone spatter. Wait! For some reason, this one hammered isn't dirty at all, and it's wet, comme si avait été nettoyé. Did something wash it recently? Someone wash it recently? Oh, intéressant. T'as quelque chose à nous dire?
So,
Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What is it? After Ifumi and Taka's body disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together.
but
And we came right to the repository, so too, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. It was locked. Yeah, nous autres aussi on l'a trouvé bloqué, mais notre bonhomme ne s'en rappelle jamais de ces affaires-là. And we came over here as soon as the search started. So there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but it's now wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But I'd probably have to leave this area to figure out. Ok, fait qu'il n'y a plus rien d'autre à part Sakura. Il y a Bikuya aussi. Ok, Sakura. There are many aspects. There are many aspects of the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then,
Would you like my help? Hey, cool. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall, Aina, Hippo, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Aina found Celeste in the rec room, on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found out, or meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. Les deux peuvent travailler ensemble, right? It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Ifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began our searching for a costume assailant. We found an injured Ifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. but not long after leaving the nurse's office. What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claim, we went back up to the second floor, where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, je sais plus qui a dit la première fois, c'est pas grave, Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the third floor. Hearing her scream, we quickly made our way to the third floor. C'est bizarre comment tout ça arrive à Céleste. Moi, c'est ça, puis son truc a changé un peu, tu sais, la manière qu'elle est et tout ça, là. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. Je vais l'avoir lu 3 fois à soir. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... elle écrit d'en bas qui est Ifumi. Donc, tu sais, elle peut clairement nous avoir attiré là pour que l'autre aille tuer le gars et assommer le gars en bas encore une fois. En tout cas. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Ina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Ifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Ina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
However...
But as that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Ifumi and Taka's body were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the discovery announcements play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Ifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran to Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Tout y arrive à elle, man. C'est ça qui m'énerve dans ce case-là. Comme de quoi que le corps de Ifumi avait disparu. He hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone. Then, we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies. And we all headed to the repository. C'est toujours Celeste qui a tout. Toujours. C'est trop suspect pour être vrai. And there, we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
However...
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anything. Anytime. Non, c'est beau, je veux pas t'en parler de tout ça. On a déjà assez de l'avoir entendu plusieurs fois, là. C'est bien en masse. Byakuya, do you think our hero really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murder and disappearance all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Ifumi said when he died, yeah, he said the hero's name.
So, in other words...
Then, there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see? I mean, he is kinda dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a Merlin. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing 2 people?
What?
What? Because all the rule says is, if you kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number 1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see, so that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His Mr. Sword hung in the air as he left the repository. He thought as if he'd figure something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Bon, on va partir de là. On va aller visiter les 2 autres pièces. Il y a juste une façon de sortir, c'est par la porte qu'Ina a dit qu'elle était bloquée. Il y a vraiment un lock sur la porte, une barrure. Mais ça peut seulement être barré de l'intérieur du repository. Il n'y a pas de manière de le barrer à partir du art room. The door can only be locked from inside C'est bizarre, c'est bizarre. Donc Ina et Sakura ont confirmé que la porte était barrée quand ils ont commencé à rechercher pour les 2 corps. Puis la porte est désignée comme de quoi qu'elle peut juste être barrée de l'intérieur du repository. Dans d'autres mots, quand Ina a cherché, quand Ina le checké en fait, il y avait déjà quelqu'un qui était dans le repository et qui a barré la porte. Quand ils ont fini de faire ce qu'il y avait à faire, ils l'ont débarré, ils sont partis. Ça explique pourquoi elle est débarrée maintenant. Mais Ina dit qu'il n'y a aucun moyen qu'il y avait quelqu'un à l'intérieur parce qu'ils sont arrivés ici tout de suite après. Donc c'est pas quelqu'un qui est avec nous autres logiquement. Cette certaine personne-là. There's gonna be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office, where Ifumi was found. Then the equipment room where Tekka was found. Il y a quelque chose de louche dans tout ça. Ce meurtre a l'air vraiment intéressant. Ce double meurtre-là. Peut-être que ça va arriver tôt ou tard. Donc on va tout de suite aller là-bas parce que c'est la place la plus loin à aller, puis c'est plus, plus chiant. Pour le dire exactement. Vous autres, c'est quoi votre opinion là-dessus? Sincèrement. Moi j'ai l'impression que c'est Ifumi qui essaie de déplacer le corps de l'autre là. Puis Ifumi aurait bougé aussi. Le marteau il m'intrigue. Le corps a été bougé, mais le weapon a été laissé là. C'est louche. La trace de sang avec les pneus, les traces de pneus, les traces de roues. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. Yep, there was blood on this tire. Could that blood have come from? Yep, here. Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. C'est vrai ce qui s'est passé. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. Yes! Well. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Ifumi? Ifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. C'est encore un mystère, mais je suis pas mal sûr que The Star. Je suis pas mal sûr en fait qu'il a bougé par lui-même parce que sinon il n'y aurait eu aucune raison de nettoyer ses lunettes pour être vrai. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before and just recently too. Yep, c'est celui que Taka était dessus. Il peut pas faire le lien entre les deux. Well. Bon, Toko, t'as-tu quelque chose à nous dire? I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. Yep, t'as rien à nous dire d'intéressant, malheureusement. Pas tout de suite. Il n'y a rien d'autre. Il n'y a absolument rien d'autre à voir ici. Damn it. Non, c'est absolument rien d'autre. Ok, parfait, on s'en va. La fameuse machine. Ça a l'air trop louche que ce soit juste un purificateur d'air, là, pour vrai. C'est tellement weird. C'est tellement weird. On peut pas aller là. Donc, on va aller... Où est-ce que... On peut-tu explorer là un petit peu? Y a quelque chose qu'on peut voir à propos de ça? Celeste. Was she really attacked with this? Just a summer one? But what the heck is with this thing? On va-tu regarder dans le locker, là? Non. Ok. Fine, y'a rien d'autre d'intéressant là, ça a l'air. Bon! Fait que... J'ai de la misère à me retrouver dans cet âge-là. Fait parce que ça fait pas longtemps qu'on l'a déverrouillé, j'ai un petit peu plus de misère. Je ne sais pas où Kyoko pour être franc. Ça nous laisse cette place-là. C'est une des places... Hey, toi, je t'aime pas, ça, dans cette enquête-là. Pourquoi je peux pas vérifier ça? Justice number 3, the one that was used to kill Ifumi. Someone moved the body, but left the weapon behind. Ouais, non. Pas mal sûr qu'il ait pas été tué. Okay. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around, seeing if Hero might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Ifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Ifumi was moved? When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes.
Correct. Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. Was... But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone? We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yes, Hina said the same thing. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Ifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Ifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Non, je la crois pas non plus. Non. Il y a d'autres choses à regarder. Ah non. Bon, attends. Je me trompe de bouton à chaque maudite fois. Ah, peut-être dans la poubelle, ouais. It's just a normal trash can. Wait, there's something inside. Pour nettoyer ses lunettes, c'est ça qu'il a utilisé, le handkerchief. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. C'est clairement Ifumi. But it's also covered in blood. Oh, did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe out some blood. But who would need to do something like that? I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me either. But I think it might be important. Yeah, on sait c'est quoi en fait. Il a nettoyé ses lunettes. Come on, man. Non, on peut partir. So, this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to talk to you, to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant it to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Iroh's room. Oh, and let me give you this. This is the note Iroh wrote to get us all meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this make it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Fait que c'est pas lui qui a écrit ça. Oh, so he said to go to your Iroh's room, but what's waiting for me there? On le sait pas. Donc, je sais pas pour vous, mais moi, Céleste commence à être un peu troublé par son comportement. Donc, c'est drôle parce que les deux autres meurtres qu'on a eu jusqu'à date à résoudre, on avait des changements de comportement assez radicaux de Mondo. C'était très très radical. Puis Leon aussi, quand il a été questionné, c'était très radical comme changement. Céleste, cette fois-ci, il perd son sang-froid. J'ai un peu de misère avec ça. Puis ça va être tout elle qui est trouvé. Un petit peu de misère avec ça aussi. Mais bon, qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je vous dise ici? On va savoir, mais qu'on soit rendu dans le procès réellement, ce qui s'est passé. Donc, là aussi, le fait de trouver le truc à lunettes là, de Ifumi à la fin, j'ai l'impression que Ifumi s'est levé, a essuyé son sang sur ses lunettes, puis qu'il est parti pour aller retrouver soit quelqu'un dans la salle où ce qui était, ou soit qu'il a été chercher Taka pour l'emmener là. On va savoir qu'est-ce qui s'est réellement passé. Ça reste à découvrir. Sur ce, si vous voulez voir l'action en live, vous allez avoir le lien juste ici. Sinon, vous allez pouvoir le retrouver dans la description de cette vidéo. Je vous souhaite une bonne fin de journée ou une bonne fin de soirée, tout dépendant de ce qui s'applique à vous. Et je vous dis à la prochaine. Prenez soin de vous. Bye bye.